Hello and welcome back to our Bannerlord playthrough, and yeah, I've actually just come to call it that now. Even though we are indeed focusing on camels and so on and so forth, we're not really an Aserai loyalist any further because we're actually at war against these guys. Yes, we are actually at war against them because they decided to declare war. And, well, that's not exactly great, is it? No. That is not exactly what we wanted. I ideally wanted to be able to freely just walk around their territory without any issue whatsoever. That would have been the utter perfect scenario for us, because then what we would have been able to do is just dismantle the Crusade as fast as we could, and then from there we would have a really nice basically vantage point to do whatever we wanted. However, now we're going to actually have to fight our own camel units, because the Aserai actually do use the custom units. They do use them. So this is going to be extremely interesting, actually, because well, we've not fought these guys ever, so I'm not sure how well that's going to really go. But we can only hope that they're not going to be as good at using the camel units than we are. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But one thing I know for certain is I've passed a couple of extra policies, because obviously we have the renown, not the renown, the influence now to be able to do that, which was obviously great. That means I'm now able to field an even larger army once I get to... What? Did you see me go flying there? Did you see that? Oh wow, that was absolutely hilarious. I love it. I really wish the camera wouldn't have actually left my character that fast. I didn't actually press anything, and it just immediately just took me away from where my character was, which is very sad. But oh well, never mind. Okay, so that was a thrown weapon and a half. I have no idea. Wait a minute, can I actually see what happened to me? I got it. I didn't even get hit that much. I just literally took 58 damage in the shoulder, but apparently that was enough. Wow, okay, well, there you have it, so, that's what happens, I suppose, when you get hit by a thrown weapon and utterly obliterated. So I guess we can look forward to a little bit more of that as time goes on. Anyway, as I say, once we get to Clan Tier 5, we'll have a much larger army. We already have a massive army as it is. I was actually kind of hoping that what we would be able to do, I'm just going to let this guy go for the moment, what we'd be able to do is kind of leverage my Aserai presence for a little bit longer. I didn't really want to have a situation like this where we were fighting a war on two fronts, because that's obviously really bad in every single respect. This is what's happening right now, as you can see. Thankfully, Danustica is still available to us. I'm actually just going to go over here real fast just to see whether maybe I can recruit some... Nope. Okay, can't recruit any troops from there. And, yeah. Oh, look at that! Ah, Zemina actually took one of these guys prisoner. Fantastic. Okay, that's really rare, actually. That is extremely rare. Usually that doesn't happen to me at all, ever. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Okay, so was I able to take this guy prisoner or not? No, I wasn't actually able to take that guy prisoner. Weird. Oh no, wait, it's because I let him go. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I forgot about that. Alright, so there you go. Anyway, we're just going to take, well, just going to take the money, basically. Not entirely sure if that's even a good idea at this point. Maybe what I should do is literally just take every single person prisoner and maybe try to convert a couple of people. There's been a number of suggestions in the comments about that. Maybe we could try to, you know, get some of the higher tier forces to actually end up joining us in the end. That might be a really good idea, actually. I mean, I've done that in the past. Maybe it would be an idea for us to use that strategy again. Anyway, we're just going to go over here and see if we can... Aha, yes, exactly as anticipated. These fellows are coming with a massive army to attempt to besiege Odok. Technically, I would probably be able to... I don't even know whether I'd be able to achieve victory there, actually, at this point. But... Oh, wow, there's two of them. Wow. There's two armies. Okay. Well... that does not look good, does it? Alright, so we've returned to Akalat, because obviously we are now in a situation against the Khuzait as well as the Aserai. I just rushed back here, basically. The Aserai armies are somewhere around here, next to Adrisa Castle, somewhere in, well, basically no man's land at the moment. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to actually lose 26 troops. Yep, as anticipated, there you go. And we're going to go and help Akalat now. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go for an auto-resolve here, because it feels to me, someone actually told me that an auto-resolve in a siege defense is very effective, and I'm kind of itching to try that out. So let's see what actually happens here. As you can see, we have the defender's advantage, a significant defender's advantage. And you can see here we're losing very few units and being able to basically murder every single person in the offensive push, which is obviously going to be fantastic for us in the long run, because if I can actually make sure that my own people are kept alive as much as possible, I should have a very high chance of being able to achieve victory. That does not mean that that will be a certain victory, though. As you can quite clearly tell, we are indeed losing quite a few troops. I had to sacrifice a number of my troops just to get in to the actual siege, but I think I can actually skip forward to the end now, and there's the victory. There we go. Done. 72 renown right there. Very, very nice. And look at how many we eliminated with very few casualties on our side. Obviously, the militia took the brunt of the damage, which is pretty bad. And I'm actually going to take these, I'm going to take every single person prisoner that I can. There we go, every single prisoner that I can, but just because I need to. I need to do that, otherwise we are going to not be able to really survive. I think what I'm actually going to try to do, I will try to do something a little bit risky here. I'm not sure whether it will work, so just bear with me for a moment. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do this first of all, and let's see how much I'm actually going to get from that. 21,000 only, really? Just 21,000? Okay, that's kind of sad. Anyway, we've got a huge amount of prisoners in here, as you might expect. I mean, really, I mean, come on, you know, of course we do. And we're just going to place them in there. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to very quickly go into the marketplace, because I need to figure out if I have, yeah, there's a little bit of yeah, a little bit of money here. Let's just get rid of all of that. And the cheese, and oh, we got a bunch of silver ore as well. A lot of sheep, cows, jewelry. What? Where did all this come from? I don't think we actually we didn't attack any caravan recently, did we? I don't think so. Anyway, we're gaining significant amounts of cash right now, and what we can do, well, obviously we don't have anything in the garrison right here. Why don't we have anything in the garrison right now? I have no idea. Why do we not have anything in the garrison? Is that just me being an absolute idiot? I think so, maybe, right? Okay, well, Well, now I'm kind of wondering what I need to do here. We obviously need to get some people in the garrison, but I can't spare anyone right now, which is obviously the... that is the main problem, isn't it? Yes, we cannot afford basically any troops. We can't spare them. 24 days it's going to take for the workshops to be done. This is not looking particularly good, is it? No. Right. Well, there's a peace offering from the Khuzait. That's not very good. That's not really what I want. I would ideally like a peace agreement with the Aserai, because if I can make sure that the Khuzait remain our enemies, we can artificially force them into basically just giving up pretty much every single one of their fiefs, as long as we can obviously, you know, conquer them ourselves through the use of, you know, military power. So generally what I'm actually going to try to do here, I'm not sure if this is going to work. I think it should, because I don't have any vassals. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pay 3,800 to the Aserai every single day. There you go, there's peace with them. Done. Now we don't have to worry about them in the least. And, on top of this, we now might actually be able to do something in regards to recruiting some people. So what we're going to do is we're going to head relatively deep into Aserai territory. We don't need to worry about anyone anymore. And until the until the Khuzait obviously come back, because they're probably going to be coming back relatively soon, aren't they? I mean, all things considered, they really do want to retake the things that we've taken from them. But I am basically just going to try to recoup some of my losses, because of course we had some very, well, I wouldn't say we had very, very large losses at all, but the whole, you know, losing 26 to get in the actual garrison to defend it to begin with, that was obviously pretty costly, which is not something that you really want to do on a regular basis. So who knows, maybe we're going to have some issues here. Anyway, I am going to literally just recruit from every single village that I can. Unfortunately, Akalat has come under siege once again, and unfortunately the Aserai places here are giving me very little to work with. I'm actually quite disappointed that they're not giving me a huge amount. Yeah, look at this, they're just stripped bare basically by the Aserai vassals. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to get back to Akalat in time. So that's going to be a bit of a, well, that's going to be a huge problem actually if that gets taken. So I'm going to just very quickly go on to one more village if I can actually make it work. And then we're going to move back. Wait a minute, is this a, oh no, this is a noble. Okay, I've got to go for this one. Got to go for this one, and then we will go back now. So let's actually just have a quick look. Okay, so these guys are all leveled up. Let's go and get some, let's get some desert skirmishers. They sound fun, don't they? Let's go for those. Let's get some of these, get some of those. And we got some looters. I'm not entirely sure. Why do I have looters in my party? Oh yeah, I should have put them in the garrison. That was actually intended for my garrison there. Okay, what's actually happening with Hasid? We only have 99 people in the garrison there, which is absolutely abysmal. That is probably the worst thing we could possibly have. I'm going to be rushing back there as fast as I possibly can. As you can see, I've just, you know, zoomed it super far. And there we go. We've actually had a new child. Wonderful. That is really, really nice. And let's actually have a look here. What's actually going on? Okay. Okay. Apparently we're fine. Apparently we're fine. I have no idea how that happened. And it seems as though Hakun Castle, or shall we say the Khuzait, seem to actually be at war with someone else. I don't exactly know who they're at war against, but it might actually be the Aserai, which would be very funny considering. But I'm going to go on to Ortengard here, because very specifically, yes, indeed, it is the Aserai. That is hilarious. Okay, yeah, they wanted to declare war on us, and they also obviously want to try to eliminate the Khuzait as much as they can. So this is going to be a very funny situation. If I can build all of my trebuchets before anything else happens, obviously we're hemorrhaging money right now as well, because we've got to balance these enemies, you know, because obviously we got enemies on all sides right now. We've got enemies from the Aserai. They are just waiting for the opportunity to declare war on us once again. They really badly want to do that. Unfortunately, Akalat has become under siege once again. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be able to do anything there, but I'm just going to continue with my siege here, because this is going to be the big thing. If I can capture another one of their towns, this is going to be a huge basically swing in our favor, and we are going to have a great time if we can actually make this work. We've just got to be a bit careful here, because obviously I'm going to lose quite a few units in the siege bombardment itself. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. So let's have a look and see what happens. We're not actually losing many people at all. That's really, really amazing. Obviously my trebuchets are doing quite well thanks to my engineer. Wow, I'm actually really surprised. The walls just got destroyed. They just got destroyed so incredibly fast. Yeah, and as you can see, look at that. They're coming in with another peace agreement. Obviously, that is not going to go through. I do not want a peace agreement. We're going to be leveling up one of our children right here. Going to go for vigor, and then he... oh, it's got cunning and endurance. That's actually wonderful. All right, so yeah, we're just going to wait, because obviously what we've got to do is we've got to try to diminish the enemy's garrison. So I'm basically just going to speed things up a little bit more here, and then we're just going to wait for the food supplies to run out. They only had 4, right? They only had 4 days worth of food, so this is obviously perfect for us, and we can only hope that they're not going to be able to retake Akalat. As you can see, many of their prisoners, or shall we say many of our prisoners, have been released. And you can see here that Zemina actually did get herself taken prisoner, so I'm not very pleased about that. But we can just hope that maybe the starvation mechanic is going to start coming in sometime soon. Yeah, it's starting to come in now. Okay, whew. I was really worried that for a second. I was thinking to myself, what's going on? Because it seemed like nothing was happening, but yeah, now it is. And as you can see, they have now run out of troops, and we can basically go straight on in here. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move all of the trebuchets to the reserves, and we're just going to go straight on in. Let me just make sure that yep, no, we don't have anything to level up right here. Okay, let's do this. Let us go and see if we can take it. This is obviously one of the larger sieges we've done so far, because there have been, well, let's just say not so many in the garrison in our previous efforts. So this is going to be a bit of a dicey one, I think. This might be maybe a bit too difficult for us. I'm not entirely sure. Hello there, friends. Yeah, I mean, they're basically only militia, so the one thing that we can really thank ourselves for is the fact that they literally are just, you know, tier 2, basically, as far as I'm aware. I think you have to, I don't think they can actually level up any further than that, can they? Is it tier 2, tier 3s? I actually don't know. But I should be fine here, because these guys are obviously not going to be as effective, but obviously they're going to block very, very well, as you might expect, because that's what they do. And, it seems like, oh no, it's not too bad, not too bad. Okay, yeah, my forces are obviously going to do relatively well, because my people are literally mostly tier 6, so of course they are going to be fantastic. But me, myself, I'm not. I am not tier 6. I'm very far away from that, unfortunately. I wish I was tier 6, but no. I am about tier 3 with my one-handed skill, I think, so I'm barely above these fellows. If I can consider them tier 3, or if I can consider myself tier 3, shall we say. Okay, here we go. There we go, yes, yes. And maybe we can actually do some damage to these friends here as well. Destroyed his shield. Look at that. Not too bad. Gotta say, I actually really like the scimitar. I think the scimitar is a wonderful one-handed weapon, even though it is very slow. So this is definitely not something you want to use at an extremely low one-handed proficiency, which is exactly what I have, of course. I mean, it's not extremely low. I do have over 100, but that is still not as much as you'd probably want if you want to use a weapon like this. Oh, there doesn't seem to be a way up here. Oh, okay. Seems like I'm going to have to go the other way. Thankfully, my forces do have some wonderful thrown weapon skills, as we've seen. You know, they use them against us in one of the previous, you know, one of the, well, I mean, the Aserai used them, shall we say, in one of the previous engagements that we had. Thankfully, these fellows are not really blocking me too much, because they're just ignoring me right now. The AI is obviously very, very proficient at ignoring. So I'm very happy with that. They have you know what their skill is in ignore, right? They have over 5,000 skill in ignoring the player character, unless you are in a specific position, of course, on the battlements where they can just completely surround you and kill you in a very short period of time. Anyway, there we go. That is indeed it. We are now absolutely, well, basically surrounding the opponent, and I don't think we're going to have any issues now, or maybe we will. You can see here, they're actually trying to surround me here. Not a big fan of that, but we can basically just try to level up our one-handed skill, try to level up our athletics as best as we can. Bear in mind, I actually don't have a huge amount of focus points in one-handed, which is obviously a big problem. I really should have put some more points in it, but I wasn't actually expecting to use my one-handed that often in these sieges. I actually thought that I would mostly use my polearm, but obviously the polearm is quite slow, as you might expect from a 66 handling weapon. Anyway, I think that's actually it. Yep, I think so. It's so nice that they added that functionality, by the way, where you can actually hold Alt now, and you can see where enemies actually are. I think that's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful addition. Really helps just make the transition between being outside the walls into being inside, and being able to just, you know, highlight where the enemies are, the potential enemies at least, they're going to be, it's just so much easier to track them down. And that's exactly what we like to see. Okay, wait a minute. What's actually going on here? We've only got 5 militia archers remaining. Where are they? He says, you know, because I was talking about, you know, the location and finding these fellows, but it seems like we're not able to? Ah. Oh, they're in the gates? Or what's actually happening with them? Are they down here? What is actually going on with my forces? This is a hilarious... Oh, man. Oh, okay. Well, what's actually happening here? This is very strange. I can only assume that they are down here? Yes. Okay, well, hello there. I have a stone. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Yeah, that's a long time ago, right? That's a long time ago for that kind of reference. Okay, so let's just chuck that down on him. Boom, there we go. And we've got another 3 of them over there. I do have some more stones, so I guess we do have a hilarious opportunity to do this. Oh wow, very little damage, unfortunately. I didn't hit them square in the face. Very sad. There we go, that was a little bit better, but yeah. Not sure what's going on with my forces right now, because technically they should be able to just open up the gates and then just go straight on through and murder them. But that doesn't seem to be happening for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but there you go. We were able to achieve victory. For some reason, the AI has problems going in through the gates from the other side. That's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, that seems to be the case. So there we are. Anyway, we were able to achieve victory. Huge amounts of prisoners being able to be taken here. Look at my influence right now. My influence is insane. What? I'm getting 10 influence per day. No wonder we've got so much. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so we're just going to show mercy right now, and then we're just going to do the, you know, the classic standard thing that we normally do. Just chuck a bunch of money in there, and then just make sure that we have festivals and games up and running. Obviously, there's barely anything in the garrison here either, and I am going to have to do something about that. So let's just get some looters in there. We'll get some Aserai people in there too. Desert skirmishers. I kind of don't want to lose the Bedouin nomads, because they actually do become, if I look here, they do become the Bedouin caravan guards, and then eventually the lancers and heavy lancers, and I'm kind of thinking that I would like to, you know, keep them around. There is 25. That's not really, that's not a lot, is it? No, that's not a lot at all. Okay, so we have someone here. Who's this? Who are you? Oh, okay, you're a Sturgeon. Well, that's not really going to help us out too much. I'm actually not entirely sure if I'm maxed out on companions. Yes, indeed, I am actually maxed out on companions, which is quite funny. And Zamina is a prisoner at Chaikand. Well, that's not very good, is it? Oh dear. Well, that's kind of sad. Okay, so wait a second. What we want to do... Is this guy still running a caravan? He is! Wow, this guy has literally been running a caravan for this long. I can't believe it. This guy is obviously our engineer. This guy's our surgeon. This guy's our governor. This guy is our... What does he do? What does this guy do? What does he actually do? What does this fellow do? I have no idea. What does he actually do? We can make him a vassal. Yeah, we can make him a vassal. Why not? I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Okay, we can make him a vassal, so let's do that. Let's speak to him, make him a vassal, and who knows, maybe he's going to actually do something relatively useful. I highly doubt it, but you never know, right? You never know. Hello there, sir. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I'd feared. Yeah, it's very good. Okay, so yeah, you're going to take Ortengard there, sir. Okay, there we go. It's going to cost me 20,500 influence. Obviously, 500 influence at this point in the game. Pretty hefty cost, but this is worth it in my opinion. And we're going to be calling him... oh dear. Oh no. This is real bad, isn't it? Storm Sand. Oh, that's such a terrible name. But there you go. I mean, basically I'm trying to go for something that's relatively similar to Hourglass Fades, which is also a pretty... well, questionable name, but yeah, there you go. We're trying to go for something along those same lines, but yes, hopefully he's going to do a relatively decent job of dealing with Ortengard, and hopefully it's not going to rebel in any way. I hope not, at least. And we now have a vassal, so this is going to be kind of interesting to see what actually happens with that. I would like to take Samira Castle if at all possible, but that is so incredible. It's such in a... it's in a really annoying place, because it's all the way around there. You have to go all the way around, and it's kind of nestled amongst the mountains, which is not exactly something that I'm really pleased about. But anyway, let's see what we can get here in the charm skill tree. -1 persuasion success required against characters of your own culture. I think I'm probably going to go for natural leader though, because this does give us plus 20% experience gain for our companions, which I actually prefer because the governor thing doesn't actually affect us at all. So we're just going to go for natural leader here. And we have one-handed skill as well. We're going to be going with plus 20% damage while wielding a one-handed weapon, I think. Yes, without a shield, because we don't have a shield right now, so duelist is what we're going to go for. And we're going to go for 1 additional focus point in one-handed too, because obviously that makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, it makes sense. Anyway, we've leveled everyone up. We can now make our way onward. So, unfortunately, the Aserai are being very annoying because they're actually taking castles that I would have liked to have taken, because as you can see, they've actually spread their influence all the way from Odrisa, Urzina, Akisa, and Hakun castles, and they've gone all the way up, which is, it's not very good. It's not very nice of them, to be honest, to do that. But there's nothing much I can do, unfortunately. So, yeah, we also do want to sell all of our prisoners. Did I already do that, by the way? I think I already did that, didn't I? Yes, I think I already did that. Okay, that's great, because I was a bit worried there for a second. I do need to install a governor at Akalat, by the way. I do realize this, but unfortunately I just don't have enough companions. I mean, I actually do have an additional space now, so I suppose it is possible for me to get another governor. So hopefully we can actually make that work, because obviously governors fixing issues, and that mod is really making a huge difference to us. And, oh, look at Hasid. He's doing a great job. Look at him. He actually took someone prisoner. That's wonderful. Ah, that is exactly what I like to see. I love that kind of thing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take this castle here. I'm not sure. This is not going to go very well, I think. I mean, I think we'll probably be fine. Don't get me wrong. I think we probably have the opportunity to win this with very minimal difficulty as long as we can take down the walls, but it's going to take me a long time to do that, unfortunately, which is obviously the biggest problem here. This is one of our biggest hurdles, the amount of time that it takes. I'm actually kind of wondering whether we can level up Mr. Fellow Engineer's skill somewhat more, or shall we say somewhat faster than we currently have, because as it stands, it feels very slow to me right now. Obviously, you may be seeing the trebuchets being built in a matter of seconds, but the main reason for that is because I'm actually increasing the game speed by, I think it's like 18 times the normal speed or something like that, because I obviously have better time installed, and my army is starving. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, that always happens to me, doesn't it? Alright, well, let's just, well, oh, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go away, and we're gonna have to do something about Mr. Bortu's army here, aren't I? Oh, he took it. Are you serious? Oh no, this is terrible. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh, that is absolutely awful. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get it back. Don't worry about that. Oh, that is such a terrible turn of events. I thought to myself, there's no way that Ortungard is gonna get taken. But then, of course, it does. Isn't that absolutely perfect? Yeah, that is wonderful. All right, well, it's fine. We know that villagers have a pretty, you know, they have an okay amount of cash, not cash, food, that is. And that is obviously perfectly fine for me. So they took back Ortungard, which is obviously annoying. However, I can very easily take this back. And you'll see exactly the reason why that is. Look at this. There's only 243 here. And they have basically 0 walls, as you can see right there. So it's going to be super, super easy for us to take that back. And we also have some vassals on the outside here as well. So I'm going to have to do some battles to thin them out somewhat. And then we will be able to take it back. I can't believe that was such an annoying turn of events, wasn't it? For me to run out of food at that exact moment. And to think, I had an abundance of food just before that time. and I sold it all. Or I sold most of it at least, because I just had way too much, and obviously, you know, I didn't want to be over-encumbered just from that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.